My name's Rooney, or better known as Risky Roadz. I suppose you'd call me, in the start, a documenter of the grime scene. That's progressed on to becoming a video director as well. I suppose I played my part in people seeing grime in its early days and continuing to do so all the way through now. Basically, in the beginning, I was at school, like everyone, we were all fans of music. Your garage music, like EZ tapes and all that, and Nasty Crew, Pay As You Go, and everyone kind of used to swap and change tapes. And I had a friend called Chunky. Chunky was a DJ, and it kind of got me into DJing. I got decks and started DJing. I used to come down to a shop called Reinventing to buy vinyl, and I became close with the owners in Reinventing. Towards the end of school, college, I asked them if they had a Saturday job going. I ended up working in Reinventing on a Saturday. People used to come in, MCs used to come into the store. It used to be like, oh, so that's what you look like, in my mind. Obviously at the time, like before that, you had around them times, I suppose you had Jammer's Birthday Bash that A+ filmed, and I think Lord of the Decks just was kind of emerging. I said to Sparky in Reinventing, who worked in Reinventing, like, I think we should do a DVD. And he was like, I don't know about all of that. I said, no, but nor do I, but I'll learn. I went home, asked my nan to lend me the money for a camera, and my alias was Risky. So my initials are RSK, and I put a Y on the end. So I was thinking, how can I use that in the thing? And I come up with the name Risky Roadz. I came back to Reinventing the next day and said to Sparky, like, I got the name and I made up like a mock cover. I found this font, put it together. I said to Sparky, like, you know a lot of the people, because he'd worked in Reinventing for a long time, and he was the first to sell a lot of the artists' music and the white labels, and I knew a few from the area, but Sparky knew loads more. He got really excited about the cover and that, started making some phone calls. I went and bought the camera, phoned up Rico and J2K, and then Risky Roadz was born. Went out and filmed them, and it all started from there, really. So Reinventing played a big part in who I am in grime, and it played a massive part in grime in general. When we started Risky Roadz, I was just watching the footage, some of the footages back the other day. Grime wasn't even grime when we started. It was still, we still was interviewing people saying like, oh, you do like, so garage, because it was dark garage. And then it wasn't till like towards the end of Risky Roadz 1, 2 that the name grime came around, and Wiley done What Do You Call It, which also got filmed inside Reinventing.
Yeah. You got none of that urban, house and G. Do garage. What you call it? Garage. What you call it? Garage. Urban. What you call it? Urban. Two-step. What you call it? Two-step. Tell us what you call it.
So Reinventing is a major part of the journey, especially my journey as well. So without Reinventing, I don't think there would have been Risky Roadz, and without Risky Roadz, there might not be what there is today.
Man of the game, I'm focused on a regular, flexing on a regular, maxing on a regular, sipping on the gas, I'm speeding on a regular. On a regular basis, I'm sitting in the faces, I'm stepping on laces on a regular. On a regular basis, I'm sipping in waces, I'm running the races on a regular.
Fucking Dan Gargan, rep East London, not Harlem. The certain man that think they can't be touched, we harm them. Hard and focused on peace, so I charge him a fee for a feature, remix, or a pass him. My click's too hyped to calm him. Brought up in their households where we fart and don't say pardon. Armed and dangerous kids with attitudes like with or without your click, I will batter you. Black and blue, bones broke, fractured too. Most of you are fronters and some actors too. Give me a second, I'll be back in 2. Risky Roadz.
Like I said, in the early kind of years, grime was lucky, because with hip hop, there wasn't kind of anyone documenting that much from the start, where from the start of grime, like I said, you had A+, he was filming the Conflict and the Jammer's Birthday Bash DVDs. Later on, went on to do Practice Hours. And you had Jammer, Ratty, Capo filming Lord of the Deck, then went on to do Lord of the Mics. And like, you had myself and Sparky doing Risky Roadz, and kind of we encapsulated a time in grime that now people appreciate, because they can see where it come from and why they're listening to it now. And the audiences have changed massively from then to now. But now that new audience can look and see the roots through what we did. It's great to have been able to create some kind of legacy and still be rooted into grime, you know, and something I'm very proud of, to see it going where it is. Like, even now I started a YouTube series called Grime Worldwide, and I'm getting freestyles sent in from all different countries. So like Japan, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, Poland, Bulgaria, Kazakhstan. It's just amazing to know that Risky Roadz has got that reach. Like, I could go to Russia and I've got people who sent me freestyles. It's mad. Yeah, it all started from back then, that record shop over there. So like this here, even this has changed again since the last time I was here. And the last time I was here, this was a wall still. And me and Skep shot That's Not Me remix here. Yeah, I got a call from Skep. So I suppose after Risky Roadz, like I had a little phase where I went quiet. I started to do the knowledge. So when YouTube came out, it kind of killed the DVD. I think all of us lot who's done the DVD was slow on the uptake of YouTube because it killed a business model that we could see. We had to reinvent ourselves. So I had a quiet time, and during that quiet time, it was like, I remember Ghetto phoned me, and Ghetto said to me to come to his show. He had a headline show in Islington. I said to him, yeah, I'll come, and he said, I can only come if I take my camera. I went there. He played the Back in a Big Way tune, which was the famous freestyle from Risky Roadz 2, and I remember him saying to people in the crowd, like, who remembers this? And everyone went mad. He said, oh, Risky's in the building, he's filming now, and I could hear people saying, oh, that's him, that's him. And that kind of lit a fire back in me, like where it kind of made me want to come back out again and do whatever. And then a week or so after, I got a phone call from Skep saying, That's Not Me remix, like I need you to do a cameo in it. And I ended up like kind of doing my own direction on it as well, because obviously with the way I shot it, he had his idea and we worked together on it. And then I think a lot of people don't know either. I think I was one of the first to film a hood video in Grime, like a hood video. Like, you know, those street videos, road. I think me and Terminator, I did Anis T. And I think that was like the first hood video in Grime, no budget out there camera. And a lot of people don't know that. But yeah, like when Skep pulled me back in to do that, that kind of got me again. And then he called me a little while after, we did that It Ain't Safe. Then Kano called me and he wanted Hail, New Banger, Garage Skank and Free Wheel Up. And then Skep called me again, we did Man. They're big parts in who I am, and all of that last year that kind of got me all, it's kind of pulled me right back in. And I'm really focusing now on the YouTube channel and building up that and getting it back to what Risky Roadz was before, about the new talent and showing new talent, as well as the old established stars who are now my friends and family. I want to give a platform to the new talent, because without the new talent, the scene doesn't grow. And that's my focus as well. Like I said, the worldwide, showing where Grime's gone. And I think me being who I am allows me to do that, because people know the legacy of what it is, and I'm forever thankful for Grime, you know, like, and what it's brought me. So obviously that was Reinventing, now a coffee shop. Still can't get used to that, it's mad just seeing it. The whole of this road has got its own stories as well. Like, had freestyle over there with Jammer and Esco and Chronic, God bless Esco, man. And had like legends that ain't here no more, like Eni and Hasty, they've all been around here. And like I said, Esco, God bless them, man. They all played their parts as well.
Tear out your face, blast with the tins in your rip. If I see you on road on your ones, I hope for your sake you ain't with no one. Cause it's death by association anyway. Any break gets in my way, I'll spray. Tech time with a tech man, I'll purchase. Come on your show, spit, make man nervous. Tell him to his face, I'll push something where his nerves is. Half of my ends are cold-hearted murderers, what he never heard of us. I start my one for conspiracy to murder, aggravated armed robbery, bust case quick, never again heard of. I should take this spit that little bit further and show him the chat shit, I'll turn into a murderer. Murderer! Fuck about and I'll murder ya. Outside the yard in black ski marsh, ready to go to top and swear down. I'm gonna open these space quick fast, man, I'm murderer. Fuck about and I'll murder ya. When I put your radio show in the clothes I was wearing on road rags, I put my holes in your torso.
Street can tell stories, like we had a Wiley freestyle over there, Nasty Cruz freestyled there, Mr. Wong. Yeah, the history goes on, and the road used to be filled some days with people, like when they was performing inside Reinventing. Yeah, I suppose this street will always be special to me and Risky Roadz.
Yo, Risky Roadz on-road freestyles, yeah, it's on.
No practice, because your flow sounds wonky. I don't like spitting with guys like you. Can't make no song you do with slew. I may be anyone, but who the fuck are you? Not a bad boy, there ain't nothing you can do. Bad boy, rule guns, you ain't got a clue. I'll get you murked from bird's eye view. Pow, pow, yeah, that's you.
This is the big bruise. I came in the game like, have that, you cunt. You get me? Have that. I mean, your face like a backhand slab. That's only fame now, you like hand it back. Helpless with your hands to your back and handicap. You got caught by the handicapper. Would you make shot with his hands on his cap? This is the big bruise. Against me, there's no one to run to. Are you tools and Bob's your uncle? Pat, pat, Bob's your uncle. And Fanny's your honor. That's what you get for acting harder. Act hard, but I know you Fanny's on.
Yo, I saw man's nan. In Geneva's, I saw man's nan. She was getting wind up by about 6 man. Raving it out with a suit in her hand. Don't tell lies, cause I know it's your nan. Cause back in the days, I used to go shop for your nan. Nowadays, man, them shop for your nan. Can't the street cause it's hot for your granny. I saw your granny. In Geneva's, I saw your granny. She was wiggling it up, winding her fanny. Getting wind up by a boy named Danny. Don't tell lies, cause I know it's your nanny. After the raid, she went shop for the alley. Tried to meet the man them in the alley so she could pick up half a B off for alley.
Basically, Frisco gave me a call to help him on a documentary that he was doing with SBTV. 3 of us linked up. They brought me in and they wanted to put on a pirate radio set to show the importance of pirate to Grime. I said we should take it back to Reinventing, and as soon as I said it, like, see, Logan and Frisco was excited as well, and like, thing means a lot to a lot of people. Without that shop, you don't know where Grime would be right now. As I said before, Risky Roadz wouldn't be about without that shop, so I'm forever grateful to this road, really. Still can't get used to not seeing Wondervision there. But yeah, it's mad. When I started Risky Roadz, I think I was about 18. I was studying still. Earning a living didn't matter, so we was out doing what we loved. And you was just out there, like I said, I had the camera, I'm running around filming, and it was a time where you had most freedom to just go and do what you want. You all day, like if I didn't go to college or uni, it didn't matter. I had someone to get the notes or whatever. I was doing Risky Roadz, and like I said, it's that freedom of not being able to, you didn't have to earn a living. I still had that time frame where I could do what I wanted to do and build this business. And that was the freedom in it. It was only later, like I said, when I had to take some time out where YouTube would come in and destroyed what could have been a business model for DVDs and what we saw as DVDs, because at the beginning YouTube never paid or nothing like that. At that time when it came around, that was a time when you're at that point where you have to start earning. And I think that was where life took over and kind of slowed up the Risky Roadz journey in a sense. But it doesn't matter what age you are, like success comes at different ages. Like I'm 32 now, and last year I had mad success with music videos and stuff like that. And this year, I'm one of them people where I give myself a goal and I'll achieve the goal. Like I said a long time ago, like I'm a big fan of Drake since he started. Years and years and years ago, I remember Sculpture showed me Drake, and I've been a fan since. And I always said, oh, I'd love to meet him and have someone like him know what Risky Roadz is and possibly do some work with him. And like last year I made that happen. Like I met up with Drake, he followed me on Insta, and we're cool, we talk, and we're like, and there's like a friendship there. So like there are things in life that as much as they may seem random, like I set myself goals, and now a big goal of mine is to make Risky Roadz, the YouTube thing, pop off. Another one as a director in me, as I do the videos and stuff like that. I'd love to do a film. They're my next phases. And I think them kind of things you get in when you're older. You got more kind of structure in what you want to do and whatever when you're older. When you're young, you're reckless, you take risks. And when you're older, so you're a bit more methodical and you make things happen because you want to make them happen. And you need to make them happen. And every kind of goal I set myself, I make happen. And my new goal, like I said, is to get my YouTube flying, and I want to kind of move in on a personal one and do films and documentaries, more of them, because that's what I love as well. In life, I very rarely have a day off, you know? Like I wake up in the morning, I check my emails, sort out bits and pieces that I need to do for Risky Roadz. Like this year I brought my brother in, and my brother's been helping me manage the structure of everything as well, because my brother's got more of a business brain. I'm the creative, but my brother's very business and methodical with it like that. So having my brother in there doing stuff has helped massively as well. So between the two of us, we can get things running, because when it's just one man band, it's hard work. And that's when Sparky kind of come away from Risky Roadz, it was all on me. And it's hard to film, edit, organise, run. It makes things hard. Like, don't get me wrong, you have to do it. You got to do what you got to do, and I have done it. But to have my brother there now to help makes things a lot easier. So yeah, I'll do that, sort out what I need to do. If I need to film things, organise filming things, or edit some stuff, music videos, freestyles, whatever. Like I said as well, I'm focusing on new talent as much as the old talent. So requesting like videos from upcoming artists to put on my channel, freestyles, coming up with new concepts like the Grime Worldwide, the VIP little documentary behind the scenes thing that I do. The new series Roadworks. Like I've got formats. Risky Roadz is famous for formats, and kind of that's what I do. So I'll have like, I wake up in the morning, check my emails, work out what I've got to do like that. Once I'm done with that, I'll jump in the cab, go work in the cab, come home, maybe do some more editing, and it's kind of like a continuous cycle. Like when I'm not in the cab, I'm doing Risky Roadz, and when I'm in the cab, I'm still doing Risky Roadz. Like Risky Roadz is a massive part of what I do every day, and that's the goal. Like one day to not have to be in the cab and just work and do Risky Roadz, you know? Like I had the record label before, we had Marvel and we done Marvel's album, we had a couple other artists, but I want to go into that again and do a Risky Roadz album, as well as do Risky Roadz 3. Like a major thing when I started Risky Roadz, I always thought, oh, I'd love to see the ident that I created on a big screen, and last week I had it in the cinema. We had Risky Roadz, the best of Risky Roadz in the Rio cinema, and that was crazy to see Risky Roadz go from the DVD, like I said, is another goal that I wanted to achieve, and then be in a cinema. And yeah, it's a mad thing to see happen, and I want to continue just going on and on and on with things. Like, I received a gold plaque from Skepta's Man video and the Konnichiwa album, and like, they're special things, you know, and they're markers in my career, and I never want to stop. I want to continue the greatness, like, as Skep and all of us also, like that greatness thing, like, just keep living that and trying to make greatness happen every day. That's what I try and do. When I wake up in the morning, I try and do something or come up with something that is that greatness, you know. And like, I sleep with a notepad by my bed. I wake up at night sometimes with an idea for a format, and it's kind of mad, really. Like, you never really shut off. Like, I never really have a day off where I don't do nothing. Even when I do plan to have one of them, it always ends up being something. And I think that's just that mentality that's bred in us from Grime, where you just want something done, you do it, you get up and you do it. And I always seem to find that when you rely on people for things, it always kind of, that's when things don't happen, because you come away for it yourself. I think you have to be in it and keep doing it. I've got my brother helping me, I've got my brethren helping me, DJ Illness, we've got the radio show now on Radar. Like, we had it before, like a temporary slot, but now we've got like a show on there. I'm working on the format for Risky Roadz 3. The channels pop in. Like, I've always had a good ear. I kind of, in a way, always been kind of like an A&R for the scene, because I love finding new talent, and when I hear someone, I know that they're gonna be something. And it's always good to know that is still there, you know. Like, when I was quiet, I was still finding people. Like, if you used to see my Twitter DMs, you'll see like messages from like about 3 years ago to like people like AJ Tracy and that, saying, you're sick, like, let's do something. And they're now friends of mine, and you know, like, and they're doing really, really well. It's great to see that the scene is continuing to grow, and that I'm still a part of it, and I'm still doing what I love, you know. Being an entrepreneur probably taught me, it's weird because like I said, my name's Rooney. Rooney's my government name. Rooney, at the time when Risky Roadz was starting, Rooney was, in a way, I suppose, shy to an extent. So when Risky Roadz came around, Rooney was able to create an alias, Risky. And through that alias, he could be more confident because it wasn't Rooney, if that makes sense. It's a kind of weird synergy. Doing that and just going to places that probably shouldn't have gone to, and it allowed me to be creative and do what my brain wanted and just be creative and just have that freedom. That's what Risky Roadz brought to me, and it brought to me a load of friends and family as well through the music. And I suppose through Risky Roadz and Risky, Rooney got more confident. That allowed me to even now go back in, and when Risky Roadz was, when it went quiet, like I said, the YouTube era and the DVD had kind of slowed, that entrepreneur in me was like, right, what can I do next that will sustain it and whatever. And I ended up working at Channel 4 for a while as a television editor, but then that hustle was never there. It was too corporate. Like, that's why I done the knowledge and doing the black cab, because it had that same hustle. You get up and you do what you want to do in it, because, and it's you have to do it. Nobody else can do it. It took me 3 years to study 30,000 streets and roads and 20,000 points of interest, everything that links up between them. Like, being like a black cab driver's journey ain't a joke. I have to make a decision now. Like, Risky is always there. Risky is always there. Risky Roadz is forever there, and I'll continue to do them constantly. But I can't be 32 years of age known as Risky. So Rooney has to step up now and be Risky Roadz. So Rooney Rsky Keef is what you'll see on a lot of the new stuff now. And yeah, entrepreneurship brings you everything. If you've got that mentality to hustle, no matter what your hustle is, being an entrepreneur can bring you complete freedom in life. Yeah, so this is my block where I grew up. Played a big part in the journey as well. Like, you've seen a lot of grime freestyles and stuff like that that I've shot around here, where people come to my house and met me. See, like my house is kind of like it's like one of the go-to places in the scene. I suppose it's like everyone comes around. Like everyone knows my mum and my nan. Yeah, it's been one of them places over the years that the whole scene's come and been round. Like just in front here, filmed, like it was the first time I filmed gigs back in 2008 for the Movement documentary. Roachy done his freestyle, When I'm Here freestyle for Risky Roadz 2, just over there. Yeah, loads of stuff's happened around here, and recently I filmed a video for Danny Weed's Creeper, one of my new formats on my YouTube channel called Roots, where I wanted to put a visual to like some old grime tracks that was big parts of me, and I filmed a few of the bits around here. And yeah, this is another kind of one of them spots. It will always be special for me. Like along this strip here in the It Ain't Safe video, yeah, a couple of kids doing wheelies and stuff. ASAP Mob was chilling here, and they come into my house after, and the whole scene, like it's just one of them places, you know, like everyone feels comfortable and gets stuff done, but it means a lot to me around here. Like, and it's one of them other places that's kind of like synonymous with grime through me being around here, and yeah, it's pretty cool. If I had to choose a tune to sum up my work ethic and why, it'd probably have to be an instrumental, and it'd probably be Misty Cold, Dirty Danger's Misty Cold. One, because that was the Risky Roadz theme. As soon as I heard it, it linked. Also, I'm kind of like, it's one of them tunes that creative and before its time. And I suppose kind of like how I kind of think. I always had a mad imagination, loved writing stories, loved art. That was me in class. Kind of got on with what I had to, was a bit of a joker. And yeah, this was my primary school, so this kind of see the beginnings of that kind of thing, you know. But like, yeah, I've always loved writing stories and the art side of things. I suppose that kind of set me up for later in life and the creativity and what I'm doing now. I think you always have to keep the inner child there, always, because if you lose that, you lose that whole kind of risk taking. A child they don't care about that outcome, they do what they want to do. And I think you have to kind of do that, and that's something that everyone could utilize, you know. And I was a joker as well in the class, and I like to act silly sometimes now. I think if you're too serious, it's not a good thing. There's like a balance. That inner child's a powerful thing. It either makes you forget things, or not forget things, it challenges you, should I say. But it also, like, it gives you power to not care and do what you want to do. Like I said, a kid doesn't think about anything other than I'm doing this and I'm going to do it. I think if anyone wants to do what I do, like my daily routines from back then and how I got into it, there wasn't no YouTube. YouTube wasn't there. So I had to teach myself how to edit through books or just getting a camera, picking up and trying. Like there's stuff I look at now and I see the old DVDs and I think, oh, the editing was terrible, or oh, look at the way I shot that, like with a light behind someone and they're like shadowed out, but there's a light behind. Like things like that are just stuff that you learn from getting out and doing it. And like now it's easy to go on YouTube and search, how do I do this? I never had that then. It was all literally get up and try. And I think that's probably the best thing I could say to anyone now is, if you want to do something, just get out and do it. Like, and yeah, people say to you, oh, you can't do that, that's wrong, this, that, the other, but you learn and do whatever you're gonna do and don't take no for an answer. Kind of just make stuff happen and just keep doing what you do until you feel like you're good at it, or you can blag that you're good at it. And then when you can do that, you're just learning whatever you want to learn on top of that after that. Like, so now I learn every day. I've been doing this 15 years nearly. I'm still learning all the time. And sometimes I still feel like I'm blagging something. But it's what you can see in your mind to make it happen. That's the main keys, you know? Like, you want to do something, just get up and do it. Don't take no for an answer. Someone says, oh, what are you doing that for? Don't do that. It's because they don't see your vision. And you have to carry your vision through. And that's what I learned, especially through Risky Roadz, was that not knowing. But then off the back of not knowing, I've made a career by teaching myself how to know it. Someone can come and talk to me and they'll be like, these numbers, that numbers, this setting, that setting. I don't know the settings like that. I know from my eye and what feels right. And that's what, when I say I feel like sometimes you're kind of blagging something. Because like I said, I'm still learning, always learning, forever learning. But I'd go with what feels right. And I think I suppose that's kind of what every creative does. People start and they always say, oh, how do I get in? I don't know this. I was lucky I had Sparky and I had Rhythm Division. So the ones I didn't know, he knew, and we made it happen. So in that side of things, from being there at the beginning, I was kind of lucky because I got to know and become friends with the best. But anybody knows someone who spits, anyone who knows someone who can do whatever. And if you show faith in your friends as much as they show faith in you, picking up a camera, and you show faith in them that you want to film them, then that's what you do. You just find whatever's around you and make it work. Like, one of the greatest stories in the last couple of years is what Stormzy's done. Mad talent, crazy talent. And then his friend was Calum. They both supported each other. Calum supported Storm, Storm supports Calum, and then they work together. And that's just through being friends and trusting your friends. And I think that sort of thing there, that's what people need to do more, you know? Like, if you got a friend who starts a business, help promote that friend's business or something, you know? Like, everyone wants to promote everyone else they don't really know and this, that, the other, but promote your friends. And if you want to be a cameraman, there's always someone around that you can film. So pick up your camera and film that person. Having a team is important. Like, I started off, it was me and Sparks, and that was the team. And then I had people around, like my friend Jason and Leon, who supported as well. And then it kind of, like I said, when Sparks left, it was Risky Roadz, it was me. It's hard to do everything on your own. And I've seen the importance of a team now, having my brother involved and having illness involved and having that little bit of trusted delegation where someone can do, like, that's what it is. I think you have to get to a point where you have to trust to let some parts go, because some people can do some roles better than you. My brother is organised and I'm always late, and having that there kind of makes structure right. And you have to just trust people in their roles, and the business brain's my brother and I'm creative. Same way Sparky had his elements, like Sparky come from the record shop background, so he understood the music scene. And then I was the creative, you know, like, so team's mad important. But it doesn't mean that you can't start on your own until you get the team, because then people will find you when they're supposed to find you. So you start the team as you're the team originally, and then the people that you need to have around you, God has a weird way of putting them in your path, and it comes together and you end up with the team that you should have. And it always kind of works out in a funny kind of way. I started off filming just because I liked the filming. I liked being involved. I liked being part of the music that I love. I liked playing a role. I liked people seeing the talent that I was seeing, or liked giving someone a showcase to, like, this is what, and that's what kept me in it. I knew Grime was going to be big because I knew it was special. I never knew it was going to be as massive as it's got now. Well, I did, kind of, I suppose. That's a lie, because I knew it was always going to be great, but it was a matter of when it was going to be great. Because we all knew it was great. The ones outside of our scene, when they was ready to see the greatness that was in Grime. So I always knew it was going to be massive, and I think everyone in the scene knew it was going to be massive, because we all got it. Grime's got this special kind of thing of, when you come away from it, if you're supposed to be in it, it don't let you go, it pulls you back in. Same way I was pulled back in through Gets, Kane, Skep, Chip. Like Chronic, Evan, he never ever let me go away. Like, there's just things, and Grime's special, you know, and once it's got you in it, and it pulls you in. And yeah, so I think everyone who was in the scene knew it was going to be great. It was just a matter of when people outside of the scene saw the greatness in it. And that's happening now. And it makes you feel proud to know that you was involved in the early parts of that. And I'm still playing a role now. And taking it to other things, like showing the worldwide. And then also being able to show the new fans where it came from and the roots of where it all lies. That makes me feel proud that I'm the person that can do that, because I was there in both and I'm still there now. Yeah, so I've had a few kind of wonder moments, like when so the starting out one was one of them. When I first came up with the idea and Sparky saying, yeah, let's do it. Another one was when you actually saw people getting excited for it. Then I had other bits, and I suppose the closer ones, probably when Ghetto showed me that people still cared about what I was doing. And then winning an award for the videos I've done with Skepta and getting plaques for the videos with Skep. Having someone like Drake know the Risky Roadz thing and becoming friends with him. They're just things that kind of make you go, wow, this is what I've created, and I'm waiting for that new wonder moment. Because it's like every kind of stage I have these wonder moments. I haven't had like one big one. Mine are more like, yeah, this is what I'm doing, and I'm doing it regardless of whatever. If it has to go alongside of my life, then it has to go alongside of my life, but I'm doing it. But I kind of feel there's another one coming. I'm getting to a point where there's another one, and where the YouTube and focusing on showing these new stars as well as everyone who's established. That's going to be my new wonder moment, and getting Risky Roadz 3 out there. And I've already had, like I said, I showed Risky Roadz in a cinema. I want to be able to have a film in a cinema, and that'll be another wonder moment. And I keep striving for them wonder moments. So I haven't had one big one, I've got a series of event wonder moments. And I never know when the next one's coming, but I can feel one happening. And just got to trust it and keep going with the journey. My personal special quote that I live by is everything happens for a reason. I've got it tattooed on me. That kind of stemmed as well as from Risky Roadz, trying to export the first DVD. Yeah, so I started to render the video and it kept failing. 24 hours to render the file to go on DVD. At the time it was a big thing to play on, like people was playing DVDs on their PlayStations and all that sort of stuff, and there was a box ticked that said that it would only play on certain devices and it wouldn't play everywhere or something like that. I can't even remember the exact box, but the moment I unchecked that box, it burnt. And there shouldn't have been any reason why that it wouldn't have burnt with that box ticked, but everything happened for a reason. It kept failing for a reason. The reason was to undo that so it could play everywhere, because imagine using my student loan to pay for X amount of DVDs to be made up and then none of them worked. That would have been a nightmare. So from the back of that, everything happens for a reason. And I suppose a newer one that I kind of come up with, a slogan for the thing would be, there's no risk without reward. And you got to put a bit, there's a risk in everything, and you have to kind of risk things certain times and make things happen. Like I said, don't stop, don't take no for an answer. Take a risk and make something happen. 9 times out of 10, something great will come of it. But yeah, everything happens for a reason. It's a special one to me. Like I said, it's tattooed on me. So yeah, definitely one I live by. Alright, so I'm Journey of Risky Keef, or Risky Roadz, and you've just witnessed the wonders that have got me here today.